Today, I've got a new challenge for myself. I am gonna try to get from Colorado to Utah on the most backroads way I can do it. Now, most sane people would be taking this road. Well, that's not me. I'm going this way. By my GPS, I am on the Utah border. Look at that, that's a dinosaur footprint. Ooh, I know where we are. Where the heck am I now? You can read that sign, it says Naturita. It's a small town in western Colorado, and this is where today's adventure is gonna begin. I've left the beautiful San Juan Mountains, and I'm going west. And I can't even imagine how many times I've driven from Colorado to Utah and back. I decided to challenge myself a little bit. So today we're going from Colorado to Utah, completely on back roads. So let's do this. Let's go on a route that I've never done before, and we're gonna figure it out together. Now, most sane people would be taking this road that takes you the direct route to Moab, Utah. Well, that's not me. I'm going this way, which is gonna be a little bit more of an adventure. And most of all, I like it because it looks beautiful on the map, and I've never gone this way before. If we're gonna go down the Unaweep byway or scenic highway. Well, there's a lot of places where it can be really fun to explore old mines. Now, it can be kind of dangerous, right? Well, it can be especially dangerous around here because up on this hillside are the old uranium mines. And this whole area of Colorado, Utah had a lot of uranium mining, and it was done at a time when they didn't really understand how dangerous it was. And these are the leftovers of all that. These mines, and you can see the tailings coming down the hillside, and that's left over from uranium mining. We've been driving along the San Miguel River that comes out of the San Juan Mountains. It's a beautiful river. Let's keep going and check it out. Well, here's the beautiful San Miguel River. It's cutting its way through this canyon, and I'm at a pull-off here that's called the Hanging Flume View Area. And down here, you can see on the cliff wall, there's the remnants of where a water flume or an aqueduct used to run. They would divert water from far upstream, and that bit of gradient would give the water some power behind it, and it would allow it to go through this flume, and then they could redirect it to wherever they needed it. Pretty ingenious. Well, this is a beautiful overlook of this canyon, and I think it's definitely worth the stop. Well, look at this. I found a roadside Kiva. Wow. So this is a Kiva. You see these all over the Southwest. Native Americans would build these. They would do religious practices in these. They're these circular buildings. And this one's made all out of stone. Sometimes they're made out of wood with mud, clay over the top of them. They come in a lot of different forms, actually. But this one is beautiful. The walls are all covered in soot from the fire they would have here in the center. It's certainly a stop here right off the side of the road. So I couldn't resist pulling in here. Pretty neat to get to come in here and check it out. So nice little roadside stop. Well, there's no signs or anything that talk about this Kiva. If you're one of our Patreons, it'll be on the map. I'll mark this spot so you guys, when you come through here, you can check this out as well. Kind of fun little roadside stop. Let's keep going. Well, I've made it to the town of Gateway. Wow, it's really beautiful around here. That canyon that we just went through, I am just shocked that I haven't driven this way before because it is so beautiful. But the town of Gateway seems like lights are on, nobody's home. I don't know, all the businesses are shut down. There's a school, there's a really nice looking gas station, general store kind of place. There's one little diner that looked closed and a fire department. Looks like it's all closed down right now. But you know, doesn't matter because I'm traveling like a turtle. I got my home on my back and that drive was incredible. And I'm kicking myself a little bit because I feel like I passed up some really great camps back there. I just got into the whole fever of, oh, it's gonna get better, it's gonna get better, and passed up a bunch of good ones. So I hope I don't regret that tonight, but wow, what a drive this just was. All right, now if you're on our Patreon, I'm gonna mark this stuff for you. I've marked some of the best places, some of the pullouts. And thank you patrons for your support. I really appreciate it. This should be pretty spectacular too. But it's starting to get dark, so I'm really searching hard for a place to camp at this point. All right, road turns to gravel. I think it's gonna be like this all the way well into Utah. But so far it's a nicely maintained gravel road. So should be pretty smooth going. Well, how's this look? This is a place I found off of Overlander. It's basically just a pullout. In fact, it's even looks like it might have been at one point part of the road. There's a gate over here. There's a little road that comes straight through here, but with the gate blocked off. We're under some cottonwood trees and beautiful canyon views. We're looking straight up the canyon. There's all these buttresses going off. All right, guys, I'm gonna get settled in here. It's gonna be a nice night, I think. I'll give you guys a better look around in the morning. Good morning, John Brown Canyon, Colorado. And I sure feel like I'm in Utah right now, just by the scenery, this beautiful canyon that is around me. These canyon walls, can you see them up there? This is a really big surprise to me because I've been all over Colorado and Utah, and I've never been here, and I can't believe it, but this is just so beautiful and such a great discovery. And I stayed last night in this pullout here, as you can see. Only 3 cars maybe went by all night long that I noticed. It was very quiet. I feel like I had the place to myself. And when I looked on the map, I am kind of shocked by how close I am to Castle Valley, Utah and the Sal Mountains. And they are literally up this road about 50 miles. And if the scenery is like this the whole way there, it is going to be a fantastic drive. So I'm going to pack the van up. We're going to go up this canyon and see what there is to see. Let's do it. This has been a beautiful drive so far. And now we've climbed out of the canyon and I'm seeing the first little glimpses of the Sal Mountain Range. The LaSalles are in Utah, and I think we're about to cross the line. Now I'm pretty curious, as I cross the line of Colorado into Utah here, is there actually going to be a sign? My GPS is saying I'm very, very close. Wow, I think I'm almost on it. There's a fence line here, and maybe that's it. Wow, okay. I am on the border, and I see no sign of it. Let's jump out and have a little look. All right, by my GPS, I am on the Utah border. I see a couple of signs down here about ending winter maintenance. All there is to mark the border is this cattle guard. Maybe that's it. Thought there'd be at least something. I kind of want to make my own little sign that says, "Welcome to Utah, leaving Colorado." But this is it right here. This is all you get, is this cattle guard. So I wouldn't know what state I was in if it wasn't for my Garmin. So this is cool. Now Utah is one of my favorite states. I just love it out here. I can't get enough desert time. This has to be one of the craziest ways to cross from Colorado into Utah. Do you hear these guys? Maybe they're girls. Do you hear these girls? They're just going crazy. I pulled in here and they're just mooing up a storm. Well, we've made it to what I think is going to be the highest point of our tour. I'm looking across here at the Sal Mountains. These are the mountains just outside of Moab, Utah, and they go all the way to well above 12,000 feet. And you can see that the aspens on the LaSalles are changing. They look beautiful right now. There's gold and oranges up high and green down low. Well, it looks like we're gonna go over here a little bit more, and then eventually we're gonna drop down into another valley, a really special valley. I think I'm gonna go down here and find a place to have some lunch. Okay, I had to stop here. I've been looking for a place to have lunch for quite a while. But when I saw this little road going out on this mesa top, I knew I had to stop here because it has an amazing view of the Titan, which is the tallest of the Fisher Towers. And I can see it prominently standing up from right here. It's so cool looking. This is a really wild place to be. If I look this way, I see mountains and aspens that are changing. If I look this way, I see deep, deep canyons and red sandstone cliffs. I truly feel like I'm at the intersection of Colorado and Utah, and I never really had this perspective before because I've always come around from the north, then dropped in off of I-70. Coming in the back way through Gateway really gives you a different perspective to how I think of Colorado and how it blends into what I think of as Utah. This has been a really interesting tour. Well, we've hit asphalt again. This might be it for the dirt for this route, but there's a overlook here. I decided it's probably worth a stop. Boy, it smells good. It smells like juniper, and it is just a beautiful splitter day. Ooh, I know where we are. I've seen this place before. These are some really cool dinosaur prints, and there's some right here. Look at that, that's a dinosaur footprint. Very cool. Look at that one. There's, for example, my foot next to the dinosaur footprint. Wow. Those were big dudes. Finding a dinosaur's bones is one part of the puzzle, but finding tracks gives them even more information about how long their stride was, can tell them how tall their hips are, can also tell them if they walked on 2 legs or 4. It's just super valuable to find tracks. Well, I'm on a faint little trail here. If there's one thing I've learned, if you find a little trail, it looks like a lot of people have been on it. Usually it takes you somewhere cool. So I'm just following it back here to see. Let's see, I'm right here on the edge of the cliff. What a place. I have really missed Utah. The air up here smells like vanilla, and it's just because of all these ponderosa pines that are here. If you ever get a chance, go up and smell one really close. Its sap smells just like vanilla. Yeah, that's vanilla. Well, there it is. That's the road I just came in on. What an amazing drive, all the way from Colorado to Utah on a back road. And look at this. I've made it to Castle Valley. There's Castleton Tower over my shoulder. Well, there it is. This was an incredible tour going from Colorado to Utah in a brand new way, a way that I didn't even know was possible or existed. And I'm so happy that I got the chance to poke around on my map and figure out a whole new route. Being in the desert signifies fall and even into winter. This is one of my favorite places to be, and I'm so glad to be back. And look at all that we found getting here. We've gone through brand new areas, incredible new canyons. We found some good places to camp, some places that I'm definitely gonna return to and spend more time at camping. We found dinosaur prints. We came over the Sal Mountains, which are a lot like being in Colorado, but you're in Utah. And then we dropped into the real Utah, the real Red Rock Canyon country. And I'm so happy to be here. I always feel like I'm coming home when I get here. This place just brings back so many memories over the years, so many trips here. It's good to be back. But what do you need to know to do this trip? Well, I don't think you need any special vehicle. You don't even need four-wheel drive. You don't need high clearance. This is another really spectacular route that you can do in almost any vehicle. So that makes it easy. Now, if you have your Revel van or your camper van, you are gonna have a blast because there's so many places to stop and camp and just savor. I did this in 2 days, but you could do this, you could take as long as you want on this one. There's so many good campsites all along the way. There's tons of good places to stop and linger. And then once you drop down here into Castle Valley and you get down here to the Colorado River Road, you go left to Moab, you go right up to Dewey Bridge and on to I-70, the world is your oyster. You are right in the middle of some of the best stuff. So until next time, I hope I see you somewhere over the horizon. Take care, guys. I'm out of here.